last week was it was the whole kitchen sink pretty much, really, to be honest with you. A lot of issues with the computer, also a lot of issues with a little bit of illness even. That was a fun time. But yeah, that's why I haven't been able to really get into a rhythm. Last few months, been last few weeks, honestly, have been really rough on me. But I guess it all finally just caught up with me last week. So I do apologize for the inconsistency. But not about to give up. I honestly do enjoy doing this. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. But enough about my problems. We're here to talk about the weather today. So we're gonna just go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna do things in a little bit different of an order. We're gonna actually start out talking about the tropics, where we have a tropical wave right now that's over the eastern Atlantic, just a little bit past Cape Verde, and this has a 10% chance of developing within the next 48 hours, but we jump up to 30% chance of development within the next 5 days. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like on the satellite. Considering that it's dark over this area, we have to look at the infrared. So we're looking at our little radar loop, and here's our tropical wave. Our low right here is not very impressive, of course. It doesn't look anything like a tropical system at all at the moment, but it does look like it's trying to get its act together. I'm thinking the point of circulation is either right here or right here. I'm kind of leaning more towards right here. You can see it trying to develop a spin. There are a few things that are working against it, and oh, hang on a minute. While the Hurricane Center has talked about this, this is an interesting feature right here, and it has a good bit of spin to it as well. Take a look at that. So that's going to be interesting to see what this does. We'll have to be watching this over the next couple of days here to see what this does. Now, I do think that this probably won't be an NBA player for the U.S. I don't think at the moment. We'll have to look at those steering winds, and we'll do that in another video. Famous last words, just like last week. Yeah, I was just really frustrated about that too, by the way. But we'll have to take a look. We'll have to give this a little bit more attention over the coming days for sure. But we can also take a quick little look here at the U.S. as well. So we're watching this low right here, and we're watching this area too, because this feature having this little bit of spin on it is pretty interesting. It's not very organized, but it's interesting for sure. Let's actually go ahead and take a quick look at the U.S. here if we can. Alright. I don't necessarily need the infrared for this, but considering the fact that the sun is starting to set around the southeast, around the eastern half of the country, we may as well use it. And as you can see here, this is part of our monsoon setup, and this is also what is dropping a boatload of rain towards central Texas. Now, if you remember last week, I said that this was going to be indeed happening, that there was going to be a low pressure center that would drop a boatload of rain around here. Our biggest worry was that we would get this a little too quickly, and unfortunately in Dallas we have done so, and some places have gotten about 13 inches of rain within 24 hours. Not a good thing in regards to an area that has a drought, because the thing is, when that ground is really dry, you don't have that ability to take in that same kind of moisture as you would if it was mildly wet, I would say. I wouldn't say saturated, because it's almost no different. When the ground's too dry, it doesn't take in water very well. The ground is too wet, it doesn't take in water very well. So yeah, just not the most ideal situation that we have going on over there right now, and that looks to be persisting right now and will be persisting over the next few days from the looks of it. Then of course around the south and east we have that Gulf of Mexico moisture coming into play. And this moisture that's over here towards Texas is expanding out to the east. So we'll have to be watching the threat of some pop-up storms increasing throughout the week the further east we go. Same can be said for the northeast too. There's plenty of activity as we have this upper level low causing a little bit of trouble over there. I do think that will clear out by tomorrow. But we'll have to keep an eye on things there. Then of course towards the northwest we have we have yet another upper level low. And over here towards the Dakotas, we have some pretty significant looking thunderstorms that have popped up over the last few scans here. So, a lot going on. Also, I want to know your thoughts on taking a look at this satellite here. I know I've spent a little bit of time here, but this is actually pretty cool to watch. So, if you do, just let me know in the comments. If you do like what you're seeing here, let me know in the comments. But anyway, we're going to go ahead now and take a look at what we may have ahead for this week. So, this is what we're looking like right now. We have our upper level low right here. It's also kind of brought in some cool air here. Made it a little bit cooler than average around the eastern half of the country, which is really nice. It's nice not to be hitting the 90-degree mark every day, although the humidity still kind of makes it feel like it's about 90 outside. And then of course we have another upper level low here, which is bringing in all that rain and moisture for Texas and the areas to the south and east. Then over here is where we have our ridge and our warmer air, but this is not stopping thunderstorm development. So let's take a quick scan to see what this may do over the next few hours or so. Over the next few days, excuse me. Wow. So we go into Wednesday, and a lot more of the country is cooler than average, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. The heat's even starting to break over in the Central Plains, which these guys have been getting pelted with a drought, and beaten down with triple-digit temperatures almost all across the board. So this is great news for them. This ridge has really started to push north towards Canada, which is really interesting. We'll have to look into we'll make a longer range forecast later this week to kind of get an idea of what might be ahead for that. But it looks like, at least from today through Thursday, things look like they are going to be on a bit of a cooling trend, which I'm going to tell you right now, I am ecstatic because I work outside, in case you've forgotten. Which is also probably how I ended up getting like this physically sick, just beating my body down. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what the moisture may look like over the country here. We're gonna go ahead and start out by taking a look at the temperatures, just to get like an actual number of what we may be dealing with here. All of this we're looking at through the Euro, so for the most part everything should line up here. We may even take a look at the GFS at the end, depending on how much time we've spent on the video. I'm pretty sure we've already gotten close to 10 minutes now. There we go. Yeah, we're already close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to probably wrap it up here. Okay, so we're gonna move this along through the rest of Monday, and you can, and even if you watched some of the previous videos, if I were to edit, if I could figure out how to edit better, like you could look at the difference. Like you would see these white colors, which represent triple digits. These bright white colors stretching farther and further north into the country. We just don't have that anymore, which I love that for pretty much everybody. Only place that you still see that is around the desert southwest mostly. Maybe stretching its way towards the Sierras, but beyond that, things aren't looking too bad. But yeah, even towards the south and east, there looks like Wednesday, almost Thursday and Friday even, we're not even going to reach 80. Like that's like over towards my area in Atlanta, we're looking like we're not going to hit 80, which is almost unheard of to me. Like it's just been a run of 90s and a few days where it probably did hit the triple digits, and I just didn't even care to look. But either way, it's looking awfully bearable and, dare I say, nice. One problem that we may still deal with is the dew points. Now, the dew points are the big issue around the south and east. During this time of year, that Gulf of Mexico moisture is just flowing in uninhibited, so there's no reason to believe that that trend will not continue. In fact, it does, and if anything, it seems like it's only getting more muggy. We're just hanging around the 60s and 70s around pretty much the entire southeast, and even into the north and east, we're getting plenty of 60s and a few 70s, even reaching up towards places like Virginia and Maryland and a few other spots. But this is also a setup that could be conducive to some stronger storm systems as time goes on. One thing that we need to remember as well, that spring is not the only severe season. Fall kind of has its fair amount of severe weather in its own respect, so you have to treat it with said respect, I would say. So we'll have to keep an eye on this kind of stuff. I don't think the upper level wind pattern is anything to worry about yet, but don't let your guard down. That's really what I'm getting at here. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the flash density here. We may get an idea of where we could have some marginal to even slight risk for severe storms over the next few days. So basically the way this map works here is the brighter the color, the higher the chance of thunderstorms, the higher the flash density, because that's what this map is called, the flash density model. So when you get into these brighter colors, and once we get into these reds and magentas, pinks, violets, what have you, that's representing a higher flash density. So we'll move this ahead here. So this is going into tomorrow, about the time where we're looking right now, and into and heading towards the overnight. Of course, North Dakota, South Dakota, this is where the jet stream is, so we can expect storms to pop up. Same can be said for Florida. With all that rich Gulf moisture and heat, no surprises there. We get into Wednesday, the storm activity actually seems to really quiet down around the country. There's a few areas that are still expecting some storms to develop. But we get into Thursday morning, things seem like or into the Thursday evening and into the overnight, things really start to pick up around the monsoonal region. And of course around the northern plains. The peak time for thunderstorms is usually around 18Z and 0Z, but this is of course based on GMT time, not your specific time zone, so to speak. So basically you subtract this by 4, and this is probably about 2 o'clock, maybe 3-4 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, right around this time, this is about 8 o'clock. This is Eastern time, so this is peak time for thunderstorm development. And I mean, things actually look pretty calm. Of course, the main hot spots are going to be around Florida, northern plains, and our monsoonal region. Nothing new there. But we'll get an exact look at what the radar could look like over the next 90 hours. I was about to say 90 days there, sheesh. So we'll do a quick loop here, because for the most part, with the way we look, with the stuff that we've looked at, it's pretty obvious where everything is going to mainly end up landing at as far as moisture and precipitation is concerned. There's no snow on the map yet, but we will have to be watching that over the next month or two as we start to push closer and closer towards that fall equinox, and then of course the winter solstice. No surprises here. Towards the midweek, I'm expecting some storms around the south and east, and around the northeast as well as this upper level low. During the midweek, we expect storms, and then maybe towards the weekend we may look at some more on Friday particularly. This upper level low that's towards Texas looks like it's going to persist all the way into maybe is late as Thursday morning or Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, and then it's gonna push out. Then it's gonna push its way to the east. And then it looks like we do get another system that tries to pop up around Mexico coast and southern Texas, so we'll have to be watchful of that. On the bright side, even though the flooding threat is a big thing, this will most likely minimize, if not completely eliminate, that drought. Like I said, we just didn't want that too quickly. But this is all I got for you guys. This is my little welcome back party for myself. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I guess you call it a welcome back party for myself. I don't know. I'm still half tired from work. I don't even know how I've been working the way I have been. I've been just out of it, to be honest. But like I said, that's all I got for you guys. Tried to keep this video under 20 minutes. We'll have a video up tomorrow. We'll be talking about some more. We'll be talking a little bit more long range based stuff. Maybe even a seasonal outlook. I'm starting to get the hang of more. Starting to get the hang of stuff around here more. But till the next video, this has been Tyler Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.